let's what we get started with every meeting is when Tate, you want to start the who's running it? Paulo, Tate, and Paulo. All right, you guys want to? There you go. Tell me something good is really where we start every meeting, and that's really just an opportunity to like share something that's going on in your life, real estate related or non-real estate related. So we just want to create an environment of gratitude and have everybody share a little bit about their lives. Maury has a smile on his face. Maury, is that attached? Is that, there you go. Is it attached to anything? Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyone else want to share?
Joey, it's Lorna. Can you hear me, Joey? Yes, not.
I can hear you.
Okay, well, I'll just share with those who can hear. Tracy and I are going tonight to the Bowl to see Trombone Shorty and Big Frida and some other New Orleans artists, and we are super excited. It's going to be a fun time. We're going with our spouses, and I am looking forward to it. And I guess that was just for Andy.
I have something amazing, actually. And I know we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago about just the power of conversation. And I was having a conversation with our very own Charlotte Blake on Monday night. I had done a very quick trip back to Montana to deal with some stuff with my dad and came back and we were having a conversation. Anyway, long story short, we got on the topic of music, and I had mentioned that there was this show John Mayer was playing in this really tiny venue outside of Bozeman. I tried to get tickets, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, the show sold out in minutes, and we're talking about a venue that holds 200 people. Charlotte called me the next day and got me tickets. So, and we were just shooting the breeze. We were talking about,
that's so cool.
yeah, we were just, catching up. So anyway, super grateful.
Andy, I guess that was just for me.
Yep, it's you and me, Lorna.
I'm here too. You guys sound like you had a great time.
So guys, I'm going to mute you online because Brian just told me we're having a continuous feedback loop. It's like being in a mirror room is what it comes down to, right? Is that correct?
Right. If anybody on the Zoom talks, it'll be picked up by our microphone and it'll just echo into eternity. So yeah. If you guys want to speak, just raise your hand in the Zoom chat and we'll unmute and mute appropriately.
We have to do a little procedure. So we'll create a space for you guys to talk. Especially Chase is going to be coming on. So he'll be talking and we'll be able to mute the mics here. We have a new miking system. This is a mic that picks all you guys up now. So be careful what you say. Dragon, and welcome home.
Thank you. Landed midnight last night.
Well, you look fresh.
Yeah.
You look totally fresh. Good to have you. Okay, let's get who wanted to share? Samantha. If any of you don't know, this is Samantha.
Hi, Samantha.
Did you want to share something?
Yeah, I did.
So
I used to be in the Southwest, and I'm very excited to be back here and for the opportunity to mentor some agents in the science.
We are so happy to have her. She's a all-time favorite. Right? You remember Sam, right? Of course. All right, welcome back, Sam. All right, let's get the party started because we want to get to Chase as quickly as possible. First, we have thank you for coming. See you next week, I guess. That's the right direction. What's happening this week, guys? That was fast. We have Mega Camp. On the 23rd and 24th in Austin. It's an opportunity to network to fill up with a lot of information. There's a digital version of it as well as in person. I'll be going in person with a few other people, and everyone is welcome. There's an agent in our office who is not here, who actually does 50% of his business from networking. He might say it's a higher number, percent of his business from networking at Mega Camp specifically. Yeah, so, and he does it like a job. It really is, he invites people to stay at this particular, motel that he takes over, and they network both, socially and professionally. It's really, it's really fun to watch it do it, but it's a great opportunity. There's, I guess this is a smaller one. It'll be probably around 7,000, like 7 or 8,000. Usually it gets into the 17,000 actually. Yeah, so this is a smaller one, and Austin's a cool place, even in the scorching heat and humidity. I love it. You got the perfect outfit for Austin. Bam, you're there.
She looks so Texas.
That's right,
No,
like a
ways it could take place, but you're perfect. The Texas, what happens in Texas.
Yeah, that's not that.
All right, so that's the 23rd. Okay, let's move forward. There's also half-day notice. Staff will be out of the office on this Friday. We're doing a little staff retreat, going over or doing a half year, looking at our forecast, where we are, and where we're going to be at the end of the year, making any adjustments that we need to make as an office, as a staff, to support you guys better. As I would encourage you all to do that in your businesses at this point, right? And if you want to do that, please don't be afraid to come to me, and I'll help with an agenda for that. Also, sharing on social media. Kirsty, how are we doing with that? Seems like we're getting a lot of good content from agents.
Stories.
Yeah. Yeah, great. I love it.
If you're interested in being like officially like on the feed with more than just a story, or like an actual post, just sending actual footage to either me or Paula or Foxy, and then edit it and upload it and send you like a proof of the past.
And I think it's reposting on Instagram is only to a story, right? And to post that enable you to do so.
Yeah, so you can post on the story if you want it on like the actual photo, you post the actual.
Yeah, got it. Okay, and that's for your for anything you're doing with business, right? Your open houses, your new listings, just sold. Send all of that information. We want all of it. Yeah. Upcoming classes. The morning show, nothing like it. It's a barn burner every day, 9 a.m. to 9:30. Lorna and Tracy take over the airwaves to offer up their motivation and information and their good feelings, right? We always leave a smile. All right, so that's every morning at 9 o'clock. Everybody's welcome. Please come. Kirsty's schedule is Christy. I got Kirsty in my brain. I'm gonna switch back to Christy. Christy's schedule is Renee is doing script practice from 8:30 to 9, 9 to 10 actually, not 9:30 every day. She does a power hour. It's a group lead generation on Zoom, and then she starts in with classes every day, 10 to 11:30. August 1st, August 31st is the next round of. That'll be good. Also tech, design 101 tomorrow, website 201, DocuSign on Monday, command overview on Tuesday as usual, and KW Teams overview. Always start with KW command overview on Tuesdays. That's a great place to start. All right, free webinars. 5 techniques to increase listing conversion. This is from Keller Williams Maps. They're presenting these 2 webinars to help you deal with the subject matter of today, right? So 5 techniques to increase listing conversion. That is on Thursday, this Thursday at 11 Central Standard Time. So that is that's 10 o'clock our time. Is that correct, or is it 9 o'clock our time? Is it 2 hours difference between Central? That's first. This is in the middle. Is it 2 hours difference? I think so. I think it's 9. Yeah. So and then nail the price reduction every time on Thursday the 18th, same time. California residential listing agreement class with Renee is August 16th. And that is Tuesday. Thank you, Andrew. 1 to 3. And that's a special class that Chrissy. So my question, where's Paula? Do they need to register for that class? No.
It's on the August calendar.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. All right, going over the listing agreement one more time. There you go. And core services, Andy. Now, Brian, you got the logistics of this worked out so Andy can talk? Yeah. All right, Andy, go on.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
But everybody at the office, can you hear me? Joey?
I can hear you, Andy.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's good to be here. I wish I was there in person. I'm still on recovery mode. Anyway, quick update. I know I keep talking about inflation, consumer price index, GDP, the feds, all that good stuff. The July numbers are out for the CPI, and you all should remember that I keep noting that as we move into the latter part of 2022, we're comparing numbers for the same months last year. July numbers for the CPI index for this year were completely flat. That means inflation did not go up and it did not go down. What that does, though, is that shows and that triggers to the market that inflation is starting to cool. As we lean into the fourth quarter, we will start to see that gap close in terms of inflation numbers, which is a great thing for mortgage rates. Keep your eye on Q4, you guys, and keep your eye on the 10-year treasury. As it moves down, that's the indicator for mortgage rates. As it moves down and further below the 3% mark, that is a very positive thing for mortgage rates. We saw roughly about 0.25% or so drop in rates after the Fed increased the Fed fund rate. So keep your eye on that. I've got a really great tool to help buyers sort of hedge the market right now. It only applies towards conventional loans. It's called a 2-to-1 program. Essentially, we start out with a 2% lower in interest rate for the first 2 years. The second year, it goes up by 1%. The third year, it goes up to where the current interest rates are today. Great way to get an initially lower payment. There's, of course, cost to it. I'm happy to explain it. Just wanted to throw it out there that there are tools available for buyers to sort of get into the market now, but also hedge where the market is going. So that's all I got. Q4, you guys, Q4, keep your eyes on it.
All right, Raha, how are you doing today? Raha? Andy, could you hear me? Yeah, okay. So Raha's not here. We'll move on to Ben, who is here
In person.
in person.
How are you guys? So yesterday I went to a luxury summit out in Orange County, and they had 3 agents there: a LA agent here in W Hills, an Orange County agent, and a San Francisco agent. So a couple of things I learned and takeaways. One, San Francisco clients are coming down south. Just you guys have any contacts out there, any type of marketing you want to go up there to kind of bring them out here.
People are moving to Los Angeles.
Correct.
From SF.
From SF. So a lot of the especially the higher end, they define it down here as 1 to 3 million.
Yeah.
But I think that's really what averages in terms of pricing nowadays is. But they're definitely leaving the San Francisco space to be down here for the better weather, the beaches, and so on and so on.
You get more for your money too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff going on, I guess, in SF that I don't know about, but politics and so on. So that's one thing that is very could help you guys out here. A couple other things from that was branding is a big thing. Consistency is always what they're pushing up here to kind of be in front of the game. You want to be be everywhere, right? You want to market smart. If there's a shopping cart or something like that, you want to be able to take that space if you want to build that farm in that area.
Yeah.
As far as the most cost productive way to market is, of course, social media. Social media is free. Now this doesn't mean necessarily to buy leads per se, but to be able to just post, even low engagement posts. People that don't like the post are going to see your post, and eventually, if that's something that they need, they might be able to go for that. Look for your help per se, and ultimately, at the end of the day, Joey said this all the time, and I'm sure Caleb teaches you the same thing. Be your own CEO. Ultimately, this is your business. You need to run it like a business, and that's how you're going to succeed in this market.
Excellent. Thanks, Ben. And yeah, I have a one sheet of best practices, top agent one sheet of best practices for Facebook. It's like a plan, right? Post this many times, this much engagement.
Certain time of the day,
So if anybody wants that, just text Brian or reach out to Brian, and I'll say, or Brian, or actually Itati. I'm sorry, that's such for Brian. I'll give it to Itati, but just ask Itati, and she'll send it to you. All right. Excellent. Thanks, Ben. Next is Mary. How you doing today, Mary? You want to say hi? Maybe.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm sorry. I was just, somebody called for inspection. So today, I don't know what's going on, but today we got 7 inspections already. The phones have kept calling, calling. So I'm just stuttering because I just scheduled another one, which is good because it slowed down. The mornings was not as crazy. So, and yesterday we had a great day. So good news, right? I don't know, something is moving. By the way, I'm going to give you some kind of scenario that happened yesterday. A buyer called and said that they wanted to do an inspection on a property they already bought, and they closed escrow, and that they had an inspection done, but they found out that there were problems. And when they called their inspector, the inspector said, look, I did what I did. I'm sorry if I missed something, but I have a clipboard and a truck. I cannot do anything else. I'm not even, I don't even have insurance. And I guess he missed a plumbing problem, and they felt like they had some kind of a smell in the house. Long story short. And I guess the realtor, they went on their own. And they said, we looked for a property inspection and we got it. And now we're realizing that all these requirements the state doesn't control, because that's what the inspector told them. Hey, I have no, the state doesn't control this business. I have no liability. And so now I'm going to do this inspection, even though I picked the company. I already talked to a lawyer. I'm going to go after the realtor and ask why they didn't teach me or tell me about this. Of course, I don't say anything, and I'm not going to enclose names, but please, whenever your buyer wants to go on their own, our website is an educational website, which talks about all these requirements in a nutshell, tells them what we inspect, all the items, 12 major components and more, We have a sample report and questionnaire if they need to ask questions. It's all about education. I'll put it in in our chat, agpic.com. Please, whenever they want to go on their own, send it to them. If you want to send other inspectors, no problem. But say, look, this is an educational tool, and please, educate yourself because the state doesn't control this business, and CC it to you. So that email. So you have that tool. You have that email that you did give them education about this industry. I just wanted to, it just happened yesterday. So yeah, that's something that I think it's great to do for you guys. So they don't blame you that I didn't know that it's, this industry is loose, or I didn't know if I go on my own, maybe I'm not going to pick the right inspector. And second, always remember, we go to your walkthroughs now that inspections are mostly happening. If you ask for any repairs, remember we come. As long as we did this inspection, we'll go and release you from liability. We'll come to your walkthrough and we'll help you sign off your walkthrough, telling the buyer that everything is fixed or not fixed. That's another great tool that we have, which no other inspection company does, because they're afraid of liability. But we are not, because we're contractors, engineers, we know what we're looking at. 7-day business, please call me on my cell phone. Maggie, took 2 weeks off. I'm answering the post, and that's why I'm excited about, the numbers that are coming. And not that, Maggie's wonderful, but I see the numbers myself, what's going on this couple of days. So I'm answering calls. My cell phone is there. Do not worry about calling me anytime. You call the office, it's forwarded to me. But anytime, 7 days a week, you call me, night, day, please do not worry. It takes me 10 minutes to schedule or reschedule. So my phone number is going to be there. And also, you guys all know, we are broker friendly. We know how to present a problem. Lorna and everybody, thank you for all your referrals. Thank you. Joy, your videos are awesome on Facebook. Joy, you're one of the humans that every time I see you doing anything, I want to watch it. Your energy is amazing. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. You're this amazing human with such a big heart. So I always get excited when I see you, and I tell my family, everybody knows how much I love you and how supportive you and your office is for our business. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. You're the best. You're the best.
Thank you.
All right. Next we have our, as these three are, knocking me down the sides. I don't know if David's on. David, are you on there today? It's all good. We have plenty of content. Let's move to, I think it's birthdays, right? Is that where it starts? Or meet our new agents. Ivana, Kelsey, Kirsty, right? Charles Bennett. Charles, you're in. Good to see you. And Samantha Allen, right here. All right. And Zoe last week, right? There's this Zoe in person. Excellent. Okay, let's, next we have birthdays, right? Is that correct? Yeah, upcoming birthdays. Tomorrow is Eric Chen's. There's Alyssa Whitney, or Alyssa Ann Alderson, actually. Joseph, that's you, right?
No,
No,
that's
no?
Joe. That's
Oh my God. Well, I don't feel bad.
Judy.
And Judy Lee. Okay. Judy Lee. And
I
also
forgot
Ben
her
Burr. Happy birthday to you all this week. Right? A light week in births it was, but not so much in closed escrow. We got Angela Bond, the LA Group. Also, Stephen Champ closed one. Also, Byron, Eric Schulman closed a hotel, another hotel. Tiffany and Rachel on 149th, and Ian Cherney. Congratulations, you guys. Excellent. Also, new escrows. We have Alex Dion opened up a new one. Tiffany and Rachel opened up a new one. Jan Hohenstein. Pete Bonacore, Gabriel Valdez, also Paul and Christina and Eileen opened up one on Clayton. Close leases, Liz, Stella Meyer, Heidi, Aiko, and Angelique post a handful. Congratulations on that. All right, now we get into the new stuff, new listings. I want to live there. Christina, you want to talk about Shenandoah?
3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom is unpermitted, but the location, this is obviously going to be the best price per square feet over there right now. It's right by the 10 freeway, Cadillac and La Cienega area. Good pocket.
Is that 930? Is that the
main house?
The main house, and then there's an additional bedroom?
No, the main house is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 930 square feet.
Wow.
They cut into the living space and then made an additional bedroom out of it. It's got some beautiful hedges, corner lot. You know, lot size is like 3,000 something. It's not very big, but actually Thomas James did a new build, same specs, 1,600 square feet house, and they're priced at 1.7 million for that one right now. Same area.
1.7.
Yeah.
For how many square feet?
1,600 square feet on a 2,800 lot
Yeah,
size.
Star sold one like that, one of those lots.
Yeah.
And Laura sold one of those lots, and they were, that was what, 2 years ago?
So Thomas James is picking up everything. So, and they're also like what they're doing. So what they're doing is that they have actually a platform that people can go in and choose the lots, and then they could actually design their own custom home, which is kind of killing some of the developers, obviously. So no one likes Thomas James. They're like the devil, like Zillow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Round up.
so you might want to cut that part.
Echo Park.
Yeah.
Picking up the lots, the houses, the 8, the large, and there's a home.
Yeah. So anyways, this one, I don't know about that. I don't know if you can do that, but the current client is running an assisted home living there. So she's got 2 patients. So showing is very limited. I just went live on this last night. So I will be scheduling showings for Thursday, tomorrow between 4:30 and 6:30 by appointment only. So if you have an investor or you have someone that wants a small little starter home, because the interior condition is actually relatively very nice. They've done some upgrades to it, but they're all ADA compliant. So if you've got someone that's looking for that type of home, it's actually a perfect fit. They just redid the ramp and all that stuff. They've got an additional structure next to the house, which is a 1-car garage. And then with the addition of that 1 car, there's like additional storage space, plus a laundry room. Then they've got this back area covered. They got all of these like cabinets and stuff that can leave behind. And then there's more yard space wrapping around. So again, $899 for City of LA, which you're not going to really find. I'm hoping that this gets picked up really quickly.
Yeah, there's a buyer for it. Yeah. Sure. All right, Christina. Thank you. Next we have Tiffany on the door. Drive.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it is. I was just checking the number bath. So it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,507 square feet. The HOA dues are $495 per month. And the list price is $1,048,000. Today is our offer deadline.
Where's
So
the door?
it's like it's adjacent to Beverly Hills, Century City, and like Beverly Wood is right there too. So it's in this little pocket. Yeah, near Roxbury Park.
All right. Nice location.
Yeah, it's great. It's a penthouse unit. Beautiful views, north facing views.
All right. Next we have leases. Surge Trend has a lease in Los Angeles on Ripple, 3-bedroom, 3-bed, 1,780 square feet for $4,500. Also, Matthew Lobby on Stanley has a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,350 square feet for $3,995. Also, Eileen Lanza on Windsor. She has a 1-bedroom, 2 baths, 1,210 square feet for $32.50. Nice size. And Eileen also has Moore Park, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,186 square feet for $3,195 specifically. Tiffany Chin, Del Mar, Pasadena, has a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 880 square feet for $3,800. Need that more than that?
I'd like to add more to that. You're just like, no, I haven't actually seen it, so that's why I'm looking at them.
It's brand new.
It's a
Yeah,
new development, new construction.
our clients just bought it, closed escrow, and then now we're.
Is it loft style or
No.
regular one?
Just regular one. She bought the model units for all the clients. I had.
Excellent.
Are there amenities?
There's a big pool, there's a gym.
All right. And Dayon Herb has on East Echo, 5-bedroom, 2 baths, 2,180 square feet for $6,000 a month.
That's a good one.
Marianne Simon on Sycamore, 145 North Sycamore Avenue, is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 7. That's not right.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Divided by 4. Yes.
Like I'd rent that.
So that's around 1,000, probably 1,500 square feet. It's big. And that's a great rental area, by the way. It's really
Beautiful
it's a
street,
beautiful
yeah.
street. Yeah. If I was going to live in an apartment, that would be great. Yeah. I'm sure. But no, that street is.
No,
beautiful. That street is.
It's a quadrant.
Yeah. Also, Lena has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,950 square feet for $5,095 on Point Second Place. It's like a whole.
That's a duplex?
It's a big place.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like.
side by side.
Yeah.
All right, and pocket listings. Coming
It seems
soon.
like such a strong rental market.
Well, yeah.
With rentals, the prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, I think that's.
Better at that. Pocket listings coming soon. Go on, Tiffany.
We have a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath condo in Westwood that's coming up. We'll be listing it next Wednesday. List price will be just under $1 million. And you know, it is a higher unit. It's on the 3rd floor, and there are 4 floors within the building. Very small complex. I think the 8 units in that complex. You know, very straightforward, but the unit is very large. Okay, I think it's around 1,550 square feet. It does come with 2 parking spaces. Gets a lot of the living room gets a lot of light. It has a balcony in the front and in the back. It's a lovely.
And what's the asking price?
Just under $1 million.
Just
We're pricing it.
We're in Westwood.
It's in the Westwood Charter neighborhood in the within that boundary. So it's on Malcolm Street, 1915 Malcolm Street.
Yep.
301, 302, something like that. 301. Yeah.
Great. Excellent.
Look out for it.
Anyone else have any other pocket listings or coming soon properties that they'd like to share before we ask online? Anyone online want to share a pocket listing coming soon? Brian, could you facilitate that? Maybe? No? What's that? No one's, all right, raising their hand. All right, is Chase on there? Okay, what time is it?
It's 11:40.
Oh, 11:40, okay, all right. So I'll read Chase's, oh, he's on, okay. And so Chase is part of Keller Williams Boise and is the team leader of his team, Own Boise. They have closed 167 transactions with with over 77 million in volume and 2.7 million in gross commission income last year. Chase was also named top 30 under 30 by the National Association of Realtors in 2011. And in 2014 was named Realtor of the Year and became the Boise Regional Realtors youngest Realtor of the Year to date. Additionally, he was he was a PWRI maps coach for over 4 years. Chase, thank you so much for jumping in and sharing your wisdom with us today.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Can you guys hear me okay right now?
Oh, yep, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I can't see you. That's Joey, right? I'm not able to see you right now, so I'm not sure what's going on here. My apologies, but thanks for the intro. I love it. Oh, there you are, Joey. Perfect. Awesome. So just I guess super quick. I'll give you just a little bit more on myself. And, you know, I've been selling real estate for the past 17 years. I've been a part of over 3,500 transactions in that time. Been able to, you know, finally go through the MREA, you know, read it, start to build a team, gross $1 million, eventually net $1 million. And I've been super, super blessed in this industry. And I say all that stuff, plus the stuff Joey said, not to brag. I say that because, you know, 17 years ago, before I got into business, things were different. They were a lot different. So by show of hands, I can't really see everyone in here, but I'm just assuming there's lots of awesome people in here. Like, how many of you have ever lived paycheck to paycheck? Got a few people out there? Okay, perfect. So I lived tax return to tax return. And so all that really means is my paycheck did not cover my bills. I was working full-time at the Home Depot back in 2005, married, 2 kids. My wife was going to school full-time, no income. I made $12 an hour. And I actually, somehow they loaned me, they got me a loan to buy a house. I don't know how I got a loan to buy a house, but I owned a home. So I was broke as you could get, and I finally was up for a raise at my job at the Home Depot, and it was 20 months. Usually you get one every year, but I had transitioned into another role, and after that 20 months, they're like, "Hey, great news, Chase, it's time for your raise," and I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, here we go, bring on the big bucks." Just in the chat real quick, so I know who's paying attention here. What do you guys think my raise was after 20 months of busting my hump at the Home Depot, pouring my heart and soul? $1.50. I wish you were my boss, Andrea. Not gonna lie, it was not that high. Yeah, $1.30. Man, both of you guys would have been good. Here's what my raise was. It was 28.5 cents an hour. I'll let that sink in for a second. 28.5 cents an hour. I got, and my boss was like, "Hey, great news, Chase. We're actually gonna round that 0.5 cent up, and we're going to give it to you for free." And I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. 0.5 cent, by the way, times 2,080 hours, it's like $10.40 a year. So thank you for that incredible gift after me pouring my heart and soul into the business. And I'll never forget that moment where I just kind of like, you know, those out-of-body experiences, you're like, am I trapped? Is this my life? Is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Am I trapped in this world? And, you know, I had a low point in my life. I remember yelling at my wife for buying grapes, you know, pulled the receipts out. And it was like, that was a definite out-of-body experience. I'm here like yelling at my wife for buying grapes. And, you know, the other me is over here being like, what the hell are you doing? And I was really upset at myself because I couldn't provide like $2 in grapes to my family. It was like a critical turning point in my life. And one of the people that worked for me at the Home Depot, they're like, "Hey, we should get our real estate licenses." And I was like, "What's that?" And literally that night I went and I signed up to take night classes for 3 months. I took night classes to get my license because I couldn't take time off work. And the rest is history. This industry has changed my life. And when I say living paycheck to paycheck or living tax return to tax return, I know what it's like to be broke. So even though all those accolades and all that stuff, I mean, I promise no matter where you're at in your business right now, I've probably been there or worse. And this is an industry where you can look in the mirror and you can know for sure that you're going to get back what you put into it. And that's what I want to, I guess, kind of open it up on a little bit. You heard all those cool things. You got the 30 under 30 thing and, you know, the realtor of the year and all the homes and all the money and stuff. But the reality is, like, this is a business where you can pour your heart and soul into it and you can get all of it back and then some, way more than you ever thought you could. So I was asked to kind of discuss a little bit about what we've had a lot of success with, which is our database. So I'm going to hopefully get something set up here shortly so I can give you guys some free information. Hopefully you want some free information on what we do. We have a 75 touch plan. I'll talk to you about that, how you can get that for free. I'll give you like a QR code or something you can scan and get that sent out. But the 75 touch plan that we do gets us a 12% return on our database. So what we know is after we've had them in our plan for more than 12 months, the next 12 months, we're going to get a 12% return. So if we have 100 people we've already been dripping on for 12 months, the next 12 months, we're going to get 12 transactions out of those 100 people, either by referral or we're going to get them through, you know, direct business themselves. So if anyone's looking forward to that, type in the chat. I'll make sure that I figure out, my executive assistant's around here somewhere. I'll make sure I figure it out a way that you guys can get that. We might even have, if it's easier, maybe we'll have have Joey send that out to everyone directly. Just let me know what works best. So what do we do? Just the overarching theme of that touch program is you have to touch your people. Like, that kind of seems obvious, but for whatever reason, when I interview agents who are looking to join our team here in Boise, Idaho, the team that I run, you know, I ask them, like, how often do you touch your database? And first of all, they have no idea, for the most part. Like, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 20 times a year. Or it's like once a month or whatever. And I say, okay, what does that look like? And they either send something in the mail or they send an email or maybe they make a call. But the consistency behind your database touches is critical. It's absolutely critical. You've got to have a consistent plan. And I would even argue you need to have an automatic plan, something that happens without you having to do anything. And so let me give you an example of what that might look like. Like, for me and my market, I like to do video and I like to know what's happening in my market. So once a month, I record a market update video. Now, I am fortunate enough to have a team that can package that up and spit it out to my people. For those of you that don't have a team, figure out what it is you want to update them on. You can do a market update every single month. Very, very, very simple. It's probably one of the biggest value items you can give to your people, that they actually want to hear from you. And I'll talk about, I want to spend a second talking about gold bars here. So someone remind me to talk about gold bars versus asking for money, because I think it's a huge topic that goes hand in hand with what we're doing here. So that's one touch. Another touch might be a newsletter, and maybe that's via email. By the way, that's via email for this stuff. We're sending that out via email. We usually do the video, and then we have a little writing that kind of sums up the video, and then we send it out to our people so they can watch it. And we get a lot of feedback. We just closed a deal from that video. Someone said, oh, I was curious about what was happening in the market. They watched the videos for a few months, and then turned out they reached out to our team and bought a house, which is so exciting, especially when you do those videos for years and years and years. It's exciting to see people actually watching them and then taking action on them. So another thing that we do is we do events every single year. So here's the only reason I do an event. It gives me a reason to call my people. So when I do an event, because we recommend you call your people 4 times every single year. So if they're going to be in your Met database, they're going to be someone that's part of your plan that you're touching, you're going to call them 4 times a year. Well, if you host 2 events, you can call and you separate those events out halfway through the year. So we do like in our town here, we have the Boise Hawks. So we have 500 people show up to a free Boise Hawks game. They get food and get to watch a baseball game and get some drinks. And that's our summer event. And then we've been doing the pie event. This will be our 10th year in a row doing the pie event. And so the pie event is as simple as that. The week of Thanksgiving, we say, hey, would you can we buy your pumpkin or apple pie for Thanksgiving? And all we do with those events, guys, is we call and invite them to the event. That's one touch. The event's over. We call and thank them for coming or say, we're sorry we missed you. That's another call. There's 2 calls. Same thing with another event, right? We call them and invite them to our pie event. Then we call them and say, sorry we missed you, or thank you so much for coming. We really are grateful for working with you. There's your 4 phone calls a year. I think, being a coach, it said I coached for MAPS at KWRI, and I did for almost 5 years. And then I've done some independent coaching, and now I actually coach for Rieger Coaching and Consulting. And so I still coach agents all over the country. And the biggest issue they have is consistency with the touches they have in their database. And they try and overcomplicate it. They hear someone like me talk, and then they hear the next person talk and the next person talk, and they keep trying to change it. Like, just pick something that you're willing to do forever. And then as you start to get business and get the opportunity to maybe hire someone to help you with those people or with those projects, then that just gets even better and better and better. So you can start to document like, hey, I want someone to do this email for me. There's virtual assistants out there. We've had a virtual assistant for 3 years now, 3.5 years. Her name's Anne. She's from the Philippines. She gets a great wage, and it's $5.50 an hour. And we started her at 10 hours a week. And there's some resources I can get to Joey on how to do that if anyone's interested. There's also some great programs inside of right inside of Keller Williams. I think the Cyberbacker program that Craig Goodlift puts on, they kind of package that together for you, and they can give you an assistant that meets your criteria. So I'm going to keep going here, but if there's any questions, like, stop me. I'll take a breath, and I'd be happy to answer any questions as I'm going down this path. So I said I'd talk about the gold bars piece. I coach a class called Grit. It's the number one requested class I get or number one request I get when it comes to coaching or teaching a class is the Grit class. And the Grit class I coach is 4 pillars to profit. And one of those pillars is database. And I want to share one of my favorite, stories or analogies for your database. So I can see, is it Chris? Is it Andy Christma? You're the only person I can see right now for some reason. Let me see. Everyone else has got their video off, I guess, but everyone's just getting done working out. But Andy, I can see you, so I'm going to role play with you for a second. It'll be super simple, okay? I promise. I'll make you look great. Deal?
Deal. I'm not an agent, though.
Oh, that's fine. You don't have to be an agent. That's
Okay.
even better.
All right, I'll play along.
Okay, so Andy, I want you to imagine I'm going to give you a task. You have to go speak to 1,000 people today. So where would you go in your town? Like, where would you have to go right now? You could get to 1,000 people in a day. Where would you have to go?
Geez, 1,000. I mean, you could go to I don't know, the Grove. You could go sit on Larchmont Boulevard where the office is.
Okay, well, let's do the Grove. Let's do the Grove. So you go to the Grove and you got to speak to 1,000 people. And here's what you have to do. You have to ask 1,000 people for $10. Okay? So can I have $10? So I'm asking you. Andy, can I have $10?
I don't know you.
Okay, so that's basically a no. Can I have $10? Right, I'm gonna ask 1,000 people, guys. I'm asking like, first of all, how does that feel? A lot of you have trouble calling 5 people in a day. How would you feel having to ask 1,000 people for $10?
It's a lot.
Be pretty rough. Be pretty rough. It's a lot, and it'd be pretty rough. Now, when they say no, which inevitably most of them are going to say no, how do you feel, Andy? How do you feel when someone rejects you? You ask for $10 and they say no.
I mean, nobody likes rejection, but I understand.
Okay, so you understand, like, yeah, I don't deserve it, right? Maybe that's why you understand. You're like, you don't know me and I don't deserve it. How do you think they feel, Andy, when they have to tell you no?
Bad or guilty, potentially.
Okay, guilty, bad. I mean, you didn't make their day better. We can all agree on that, right? Okay, so not only did you probably feel bad getting rejected, but the person you asked felt bad too. Okay, so let me flip the script on you here, okay, Andy? So you're back at the Grove, but instead of asking for money, I placed a pallet of gold bars, big gold bricks right in front of your face. And I say, Andy, you got to hand out 1,000 gold bars today. So grab my gold bar. Andy, would you like a gold bar?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to keep asking, right? I'm going to keep asking 1,000 people. You want a gold bar? Now, inevitably, Andy, someone's going to tell me no. Would you agree? Like 1,000 people, just statistically, someone's going to be like, no, get away from me. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when someone tells me no and I try to hand them a gold bar, how do I feel? How do you feel when someone tells you no, you try to give them a gold bar?
Their loss.
Their loss? Do you feel bad that you even asked them?
No.
No, right? You gave them, you're like, it's a gold bar. You're welcome, right? And if they say no, you're like, whatever, I don't care. Like, it's your loss. See ya.
Yeah.
Now, the people that got the gold bar and took it from you, how do you think they feel?
Like they hit the jackpot. It's their lucky day.
That's right. And how do you feel knowing that you just made their day?
Fantastic. I gave them an opportunity or a piece they didn't have otherwise, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. All right. So Chase, get to the frickin' point. Okay. I hear you. I know. What does this have to do with anything? Well, this is all about your database, guys. Here's the point. When it comes to calling your database, you're only doing one of two things. You're either asking them for money or you're handing out gold bars. And here's the secret, and it's a painful secret. If you don't know what you're doing, you're definitely asking for money. So before you ever pick up the phone to make a call, I need you to pick up a gold bar. So before I go to call Andy, I need to know, like, okay, what is a gold bar that I can give Andy today? Well, I'm a real estate professional and we have a real estate relationship. So I need to find out what the value is. So type in the chat. I know we got a couple people playing along in the chat. Type in the chat, like, what is a gold bar you think you can give to a client or a customer before you call? Yeah, knowledge. Who's got a gold bar? Write it in the chat. I'm writing knowledge out. Are your chats broken?
Yeah. You're good.
Hey, I love this. Awkward silence is like one of my favorite things. It's also a super powerful tool, which I would highly encourage you have. Thank you, Andrea. Assistance. What kind of assistance? Yeah, I would be thinking about that, guys. I'll give you one. It's an easy one, and you all know it. Every person on the planet who owns real estate, they want to know what it's worth. So even people who don't own real estate, right? Even people who are not owning real estate right now, they still want to know what homes are worth. Like if they're renting a house, they want to know what it's worth. They want to know what the home down the street sold for. They want to know all the stuff that you can help them find out. Oh, perfect. We got a bunch of people in person. No wonder you're not chatting. All right. I still don't feel bad for asking. Okay. So why do I host 2 events per year? Because it's an item of value. Hey, what are you doing today, Joey? What's your family doing on the 22nd? I want to pay for you to go to a baseball game. I want you to take them out. This is like our Reverse inflation. The baseball game's expensive, but it's free to you. So that's the gold bar that I'm going to pull out when I call them. And by the way, I'm calling them to thank them for coming after they came. Or I'm going to call them and say, I'm sorry we missed them. That's another gold bar. I value you. This is a pretty big key piece, guys. Do you have something, Joey?
Yeah, I was just going to say, coming from a place of contribution in your business it frees you up to do so much more. And it takes away all of that kind of discomfort of, like what you're saying is asking for something, right? You're there to give, and staying in that mindset, I think, is really pivotal to being able to do this, like you said, for the rest of your life, right? Or for the rest of your career.
I totally agree. I'm texting Jenny right now to make sure I get you guys that 75 touch plan.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I mean,
cool.
we were, our market is, you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Our market is a very up close market, right? And in that, I mean that you have to have a relationship. They're not hiring strangers in our market 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And so, right now is a unique moment to re-gauge your business, to set up systems of getting in closer. To your point, you have 75 touches. That is, so basically what you're telling me is that our big pool database gets 75 touches a year and 4 calls a year, right? And they get invited to 2 events.
Yeah, and we'll get you this. Just email Jennifer at ownboise.com. Joey, get that out to all your people. If they want the 75 touch program for free, they can get it. She'll send them a Google form. They fill that out, and it'll come right to them. So but the 75 touch plan, 4 of those touches are phone calls, and then we have 2 events, and then we have, our emails that go out, and you'll get the whole thing. I don't want to spoil the surprise for you because you'll be able to read it later. But absolutely. And we don't give 75 touch plan to all the people in our database. We have like 17,000 people in our database. We only have about 1,200 that get the 75 touch plan. So another thing you can do is ask for the database qualifying script too. So when you email Jenny, she can get you both of those things. That's something we do to make sure that there are people, and it goes like this. It's super simple, but Joey, it was great catching up with you today. Hey, before I let you go, when it comes to buying or selling real estate, do you have someone that you refer to?
Oh, yes. No, I do not.
Okay. So if he says no, I say, Joey, that's awesome. I know based on this one phone call, I obviously haven't earned the right to your business, but would it be okay if I kept in contact with you in the future?
Sure.
He says yes. Now we have permission-based marketing. That's our 1,200 people. Our 17,000 people we're not calling 17,000 people 4 times a year. There's no way, right? You just can't do it. And depending on you and the size of your business and if you have team members or not, at some point you're going to run out of people that run out of time. So you've got to sort those people and make sure you're spending time with the right people. And that's exactly what the database qualifying script does. And so one last thing, this is going to be, I already gave you a little cringe moment with the gold bars, because some of you're asking for money and you know it, and it's okay, because now you know it and you can do something about it. And I'm going to give you one more thing that you probably didn't know. And this is something that I coach top agents. I mean, I've coached agents doing 20 deals a year. I've coached agents doing 2,000 deals a year. Okay. And I can tell you, even top agents don't really understand this principle, but it can kind of cut deep. So I'll end it on this. And the question is, are you being genuine? And this is a really interesting question once we start to dive into it. So what I ask is, like, are you being genuine? And of course my agents are always like, oh yeah, the agents I'm coaching, they're like, of course I'm genuine. I'm a genuine person. And they are, by the way, they're very genuine, but they're not necessarily being genuine about their business. And let me explain. Because they call their database and they don't talk about real estate. So they call Andrea and Andy and Joey, and they don't talk about real estate. And I say, well, why aren't you talking about real estate? And they're like, well, I don't want to make it sound like I only care about them for real estate. And I say, well, are you being genuine? And of course, what do you mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is, if you weren't selling real estate, would you be calling all these people? And the answer is always no. There's no way. I wouldn't call 300 people a year, 4 times a year, if I wasn't selling real estate. I'm only doing this because you tell me to. You make me, Chase. It's your fault. Okay, that's true. So I make you call them because you're in real estate. And that's the only reason you call them, because you're in real estate. So if you're not talking about real estate, then are you being genuine? Guys, you've got to be having real estate conversations. That's your job. That's your business. Now, there's going to be some people you're super close with, and they know you're in real estate. You know they know you're in real estate. You don't have to talk about real estate all the time, but for the most part, the people you're calling, you've got to have real estate conversations. So events help with that. My real estate company's hosting this event, right? So your 4 calls, they're all about real estate. All right, I've got like 5 minutes for questions, if there are any questions. Otherwise, I can get out of here. But I guess my question, leading up to your questions, is like, what have you taken away? Like, what did you get out of this short little conversation that we've had with each other? And is there anything you can implement? That's what makes me gets me excited, is implementation. So what can you guys put into practice that you've learned today?
Anybody in the room want to say anything that he can hear you on the speaker pickup? Anybody ahas from the conversation?
Awesome. Angelina, oh, go ahead. Angelia just said genuine, being genuine is key. I'm not going to pronounce that word because I'm going to mess it up. So
yeah, it is key. All right. Who else? Who was talking?
Revisit the reason why we're in this.
Yeah, remind them the reason we're in the business. Yeah. And if that, it should just be part of your, authentic kind of, this is part of my personal brand. Selling helping people buy and sell real estate is part of my personal brand. Of course, it's going to come up naturally in a conversation. You want it to sound authentic when you're talking about your business. You want to share the passion around the conversation that you have for your business, right? That is what.
And just for clarity here, I'm not going to call Joey and be like, "Hey, Joey, it's Chase. I'm in real estate. Let's talk about real estate." Like, that's not what I'm saying. You're going to call, you're going to have your conversation. Ford, that's a pretty common one. Most of us have heard of. Family, you can ask them about their family. You can ask them about their occupations. You can ask them about what they do for fun, recreation. You can ask them about their dreams. Typically, when you talk occupation, they'll reciprocate and they'll talk about your occupation. So if you need help getting into that, ask them like, "Hey, how's work? How's business?" They're going to say blah, 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 blah. You're like, "Oh my God, that's so awesome. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, how about your business?" And then you need to be prepared to talk about real estate.
Yeah, for me, that's
have some things on this. Go ahead, Joey.
For me, that's the easiest path, right? Is to be curious about their career, and in turn, that will reflect back onto me at some point in the conversation.
Yeah, and I don't know what the group we have here is, and unfortunately, we don't have enough time to really figure out, but I'm sure some of you have been in the business a long time, been very successful, and some of you are probably just getting started, and some of you are in between. Real estate is like a space launch, okay? I learned that a space launch, and this blew me away when I learned it, a space launch uses 80% of its fuel. 80% of its energy is used up in the first 2 minutes of flight. So it could be a 2-year flight. 2 minutes, 80% of the fuel is gone. And all that's saying is it takes a lot of energy to get into orbit. And this business is exactly like that. It takes a ton of energy to get off the ground. Okay, if I sound pretty energetic, it's because I almost said a cuss word. This really pumps me up. Like, I love this business. It's changed my life. You've already heard about all the stuff. Like, it has changed my life. And so my passion, my mission is maximizing the potential in everyone who's in my world. So that's why I get pumped up and hyped up to do this in front of you guys. And I hope you can take that energy and put it right into your business, because you need to. You need a ton of energy to get off the ground. And that's what I want to leave you on, guys. If you want the 75 touch plan and the database qualifying script, email, the email's in the comments there. And maybe Joey, you can send that out. Feel free to send it out to your whole company if you want. But just have them email her. She'll get the form out. And I'd love to stay in touch. We accept referrals in Boise. We'd be happy to take care of your people. So if you don't have a Boise connection, I'd love to be that.
Case, thank you so much for bringing your wisdom and your energy to the conversation. We really appreciate it. And we'll talk again. All right. And
it's my pleasure, Joey. Thank you. I know you guys are in good hands with Joey. He's awesome. I know Stacy, your regional director, really well. She's phenomenal. You guys have great leadership. So be tapping into these people as well. Okay.
Case, thank you. You have a great day.
You too, guys. See ya.
Okay, guys. I think that's it.